I've literally just spent the past 15 minutes trying to find the camera because I put it down to think I'd go make myself a cup of tea and I didn't know where I put it. So I found it now. Why not start with school life? And I think I'm going to have to break it up into 3 separate sections, like 3 separate schools. So I'm going to start with primary school, which you could probably tell if you read the title of the video. Yay, people can read. I went to a fairly small primary school. I think there are only 300 of us in there. I don't know whether that's small or big compared to other things, but it felt quite small looking back on it. But when I showed up there the first day, it didn't feel small. It felt huge, especially as I was like ridiculously tiny. I probably have a picture of me when I was in, like, we called it reception, like when you go first in. So like your first year, it's called reception. The first day, I didn't really know very many people going in. So I knew my best friend who lived over the road from me. And I knew a few people from like preschool, which I think is like kindergarten in America. I think it's the same. Not really sure. I think it is. Looking at like American vlogs and stuff, I think it's kindergarten. I don't know if this happens in all English schools or all like primary schools, but we had like a school, like a county nurse or something come in, and she measures you and she makes sure that you can see properly, and she like just tests you for all these little things when you come into school. And she measured me, and she didn't have a go at my mum, but she moaned at my mum for the fact that I was really short. And my mum's really short, I'm really short, so it's like genetics. It's not like my mum wasn't feeding me or I was being compressed in a box every night. Well, I don't know whether you'd call it ironic or not, but I was normally, because my birthday's in November, I was normally one of the oldest, but I was also by far the shortest. It didn't matter what year group I was in, I was always the shortest. And that's a recurring theme throughout school life, the fact that I'm quite short. Which is helpful, because I think I'm like 5... I'm taller than my mum now, but I'm like 5 foot something. It's not anything to boast about, I'm quite short. I'm not massively into sports throughout my entire school life. Whilst I was at primary school I played netball, but that was mostly because my friends were doing it, so I thought I'd give it a go, and we weren't too bad. It's just that short people playing netball's not the best idea. I wasn't amazing at shooting, I wasn't amazing at marking, I was amazing at... because I was pretty quick, I could run pretty fast. But in netball that's not very helpful because you have to stay still. I was definitely bullied in primary school, like to the point of... yeah, it was pretty bad at one point. There was a group of boys that weren't very nice, and they decided one day they were going to knock me over in the playground and drag me along by my arms across the playground. So that was fun. I had scratches all up my back and I didn't tell anyone, and I had to sit for the rest of the day with a slightly bloodied shirt and agonising pain every time I sat back in my chair. That my mum noticed, and she went and whooped ass up at school. It was so funny. I enjoyed it. She went and moaned at the teachers, and then it all got sorted out pretty quickly. I had a really nice teacher who sorted it out for me, and I think that's when I started having a decent relationship with teachers. I got on well with most of the teachers. Like, I got on well with... there was one support teacher that I got on really well with. She was amazingly nice, and we had like same sense of humour. I've got quite a dry sense of humour, quite crude. Now it's quite crude. Like innuendos. I'm on it. I know I'm always like first to point out innuendos. It's kind of fun. It's not when you're maybe at work and customer says something and you can't stop giggling. It's not a good idea, don't do it. I got on well with this support teacher, and she was really nice, and she because I was a bit quirky, like I've always been a bit quirky, constantly quirky, like coming out with stupid questions and all sorts. So she was really nice, and we got on really well, and because I was stupidly in the choir. I don't know why I joined the choir, I can't sing for crap, and I don't know why I joined it. I think it was purely because my sister was going to do it, but I can't sing for crap. And we used to have to wear a tie for choir. Just for choir. No other reason, just for choir. And we were doing this performance for like the governors and bits and pieces. And we had the ties, and then once we came out, I tied mine around my head. Like Rambo style. And the support teacher, she let me do it. She had no problem with it. She enjoyed it. She laughed. She even helped me tie it better so that it didn't sit down across my eyes, because that kept happening. But all the other teachers were looking at me funny, but we enjoyed it. We had a nice relationship, and we still did, like, after I left. Like, we talked to each other if we saw each other, and yeah, I think I had a better relationship with her than anything, which made my primary school a lot easier, especially towards the end. I don't know, it didn't become as challenging anymore, and I need a challenge to stay interested in things. It's like, if I don't have a challenge, I don't see the point in doing it. If I can just do it, then it's pointless for me. So she kind of kept me on the straight and narrow. She made sure that I stayed out of trouble, because if I got bored, I would stir things and not really pay attention and that sort of thing. So towards the end, I was a little bit less, I don't know, I wasn't very, you know, when all the important like tests come, like SATs or SATs if you're American, like when they come up, that's kind of when you need to be knuckling down. Nope, not this one. I was causing mayhem and mischief. I had my first boyfriend whilst I was in primary school, but it's like one of them boyfriends that you don't really get on, you don't really do anything with, you don't go out, you don't, I don't know, plan your future together, which I have a habit of doing. I'll talk about that in another video. That's a whole new video. No, so I had my first boyfriend in primary school, and it went on for 3 years, but he was like a family friend, so he was like, no, his mum used to go to school with my dad, and we hung out a lot together, like when we met up as in like families and stuff. So we were friends, but we didn't really love each other, I don't think. Well, I don't know, you can't tell at that age whether you love someone or not. I don't think. I don't know, some people say that they can, but I'm not sure. So yeah, that happened, and then that lasted for 3 years, and then I went up to secondary school, which is going to be in the next video, by the way. I went up to secondary school, and he was still at primary school, and I guess the fact that I was at secondary school going out with someone that was in primary school, it looked a bit weird, especially like you've got all these other bigger kids wondering why you're hanging around with a primary school kid. It's not amazing. Yes, I accepted social conventions. Just this once though. I promise I won't. I think I did it again. Yeah, probably. I'm sorry. I think that's the end for this video. What number is this now? 3? I think this is 3. Yeah. So this is primary school. I'm going to do secondary school, and then I'm going to do a college video, I think, just because it splits it up a bit. And I've waffled again. Waffling. I seem to be able to do that quite well. But yeah, so that's the end of this video before I start off again. I'm having to record this on Thursday. Normally, for the first 2, I recorded them Friday, edited them, and put them up on Friday. But I'm having to record this Thursday because I've got to go work Friday. Yay, and I'm not going to have enough time. So it will be up Friday. It should be. You'll probably watch it. Hopefully this went up Friday. It will go up Friday. I'm going to make sure it goes up on Friday. So like and subscribe and stuff, you know, all that good YouTube malarkey. So is that everything? Yes. Okay. Bye guys.